Hello traders, you're welcome to this new episode of Weekly Outlook on XAUUSD and GBPJPY. So without further delay, let's get right into it. So gold has been excessively bullish since the breakout from this zone. We had our last break of structure here on the daily time frame, on the weekly time frame. However, our last valid zone on the daily to buy that took liquidity is the zone right here. However, market has not really retraced deep to that extent. So if by any chance markets will get here in the future, do well to expect some reaction from this zone I marked here on the daily, and then this weekly unmitigated zone here on the weekly time frame. So now to our 4-hour time frame, we have our last break of structure at this point right here. So we are anticipating a deep pullback. However, market gave us a nice pullback last week. So this was where the market reacted from the last time market took liquidity. So this is our new trading range on our 4-hour time frame. And then this is our point of interest right here, this breakout block. And then you can also use the fair value gap aligning with it. So this zone to be our liquidity zone, but then markets rejected violently from this point right here, such that it did not close below it. So it means market is not yet ready for the deep pullback we've been anticipating. So what do? We just scale to our 1-hour time frame or 30 minutes time frame, whichever one you would like to use. So but I prefer the 1-hour time frame. And then this is the last zone on the 1 hour that took liquidity from the market. So it's a very valid point of interest that we expect market to react from. So what do you do at that point? Because the 1 hour is obviously very bullish. You could see a nice break of structure here. We could also see that the 1 hour inducement here was swept and market reacted off of this support level to push to the upside. We also have our week last 1 hour demand here. Market took it out with a week and then reacted off of it again to push to the upside. So we are anticipating the same behavior from gold coming into this week. The trade has already been activated, so the only thing we can do is now look for continuation. So this is my bias on gold for the following week. So I expect market to take that external high and then retrace, whether deep or shallow. So if market could just take out this high, then retrace again for us to continue pushing to the upside. If not, we should anticipate markets doing this and then coming for the 4-hour demand or support level to push to the upside. And if by any chance this zone fail to hold, we can still also anticipate markets to create this particular move here. So let's go to our next pair, which is GBPJPY. GBPJPY has been bearish because we are having our daily retracement from this zone, so the market can fill these gaps here and then tap into this daily demand. So we've been bullish on the daily time frame. See, there was a break of structure. There was also a break of structure right here. So these are zones that market has been reacting from before the break of structure. So there was also a break of structure from this demand level. So we should be ready for price to retrace into this demand. My last week outlook was that if markets would not engineer liquidity before this demand, so we are still likely going to come back to buy from this zone right here. However, market has been engineering liquidity towards this demand. So what do? You wait for price to tap into it. And also we can have it in mind that there is a breaker block resting here, because this is an expansion and market has been creating liquidity on the lower time frame before getting to the breaker. So however, the market has not shifted from the other flow it was creating on our daily time frame. So for me to flip bullish, this daily candle must close above this line here with a full candle. And since we are still anticipating the market to open, and then our 4-hour market structure has still been bearish, so you can anticipate a buy from this zone from this following week. Sorry, a sell rather from that zone this following week. So unless market should violate this zone and close with it with a full candle, I'm not yet bullish on GBPJPY. So coming into this week, I will be anticipating something like this. Market should tap it, react from here, then either sell back to enter the zone if it keeps respecting this other flow, or it should do something like this. Okay, from here, tap into this zone and break structure to the upside to continue buying. So this is my bias on GBPJPY for the following week. I think this should be enough. These two pairs should be enough because these are the pairs that I actively trade. And yeah, so this is my anticipation for the following week. Thank you for sticking to the end. Kindly like, share and subscribe to the channel.